Previously on Critically Stupid. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a hot ass fucking mess. All right, smash cut. So, despite everybody's very best efforts to not make things weird last time, we did in fact make things weird. And by we, I mean Daniel, Dina, and Sean, who to this day I'm still not 100% sure why they were there or how they're involved in any of this. What I do know is that Captain Starsong is, in fact, a garbage person. I thought he was a good person underneath it all. He's killed some people. I've killed some people. I can overlook that. But when I asked him to help Daniel, he made things where he tricked him. He said this was medicine, but it ended up being basically a poison because Davil wanted to protect his vault so much. He cared more about that. Well, thankfully Daniel was able to kind of get back at him because Sean, who was equally as angry, and I commend his efforts to keep everything together, but it didn't work out very well. Anyway, he cast a spell on Captain Starsong that made it so he couldn't move, and Daniel just essentially beat him up. He punched him in the. You know what? Watch the episode. Anyway, you know who else was back? Erstal Floxen. I don't know why we can't get rid of him. I don't know how many more times that we have to kill him, but he was indeed a zombie, an aqua zombie, I guess, like some sort of mermaid zombie. I'm not sure. While that was happening, I learned later that apparently there were these rings that Dina put on with no forethought as to what they might do. And I guess I kind of get it. Rings, pretty shiny, put them on, but she just put them on, and then some magical shit happened. I couldn't even give you all the details because I wasn't there when that went down. This was relayed to me. All I know is things got very, very weird, and somehow a bear hug of friendship was involved, and Arnold, although I'm sure you guessed that by bear hug of friendship. And anyway, Dina, Daniel, and Sean disappeared. Still don't know where they went either, but Daniel did share with Arnold via this little note the location of Davil's vault. So not a very good day for Davil, getting beat up, and we learned where his vault was anyway. So yeah, we will see what happens next.
No, I do have some like bad Roblox. Like I get mad at those kids. I get so mad at those kids because I play with my son, and some of those kids will go in there and those punks. They act like it's like Grand Theft Auto, and they they're a higher level than you when you get in there, and they kill your character, and you go oof, and you fall apart into a million pieces. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm an adult and I have money, so I'm gonna buy this God mode, and I'm gonna kill you over and over and over until you quit this game. My son and I can play in peace.
Word.
So I play Roblox.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons real-play comedy podcast, Critically Stupid. I am Alexander James. I'm your host. I'm your Dungeon Master. I am your wet water weather enthusiast. I love rain and typhoons. They make me very happy, especially in the fall time when there's a little cloud in the air. You can't beat it, honestly. My favorite part of last episode was the whole Don't Make It Weird crew, but it was also Dina just slamming magic items onto her hand without regard to the consequence.
That's amazing.
I could not tell if it was because she had never played before and therefore didn't have the sort of natural caution, or if she was really just choosing chaos, but it was great. Diana, why don't you go next?
Hi, my name is Diana. I play Mel. I also have the Wolf Pup, Joshua Patrick, Josh Pat, JPZ. My favorite part of last episode, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember a goddamn thing. Not a single thing. Life's not been great over here.
Do you want to make something up? Just maybe you'll get it right.
I promise I cannot.
Okay.
Anthony.
Hello, my name is Anthony. I play Arnold the Bard. My favorite part of last episode was everything that Daniel was doing and how I was never sure if it was something that was planned or appropriate. I was like, is Alex? Is Alex going to delete? Like we're gonna start fresh. We're gonna get rid of the Don't Make It Weird crew and just like record those 2 episodes because of what Daniel did at the end. I was like, I'm taking off my shirt and we're like hugging. What's happening right now? But I'm doing it because Arnold would do it. It's just appropriate, and here we go. And this is amazing. And that was like, it blew my mind because I was like, sometimes we can see, like, I can see the guest things coming, like, all right, they have to do these certain things. There are certain steps. Sure. Like, everyone knows that. But when Daniel was doing that, I was like, I truly didn't know if it made sense, if I had to go along with it, if I was just like, this is insane right now, and I love it. But yeah, that was my favorite. Gary.
Hey everybody, my name is Godfrey, First Elden Lord, and my favorite part of last episode, gonna be honest, I'm in the same boat as Diana. I remember nothing, so my favorite part of last episode is a complete fabrication. It is when a flock of unicorns burst through the parade and left their unicorn droppings similar to bird dookie on all the cars. Yep, cars, automobiles, vehicles, not carriages.
Okay. I am legally required to remind you, Garion, that your favorite part of the episode, you made a point to bookmark it, but it was when I said that producer Sean's broad girth bricked up the narrow space of a skylight.
I would like to change my answer.
I regretted that so immediately after saying it because I was trying to describe a lot of things and I was like, yeah, whatever. Let's give it some flair. And the flair that my mouth chose for me was really regrettable.
Oh, your mouth shows girth, Tanya? Huh? Your mouth shows girth? You want to talk now about how much your mouth likes girth?
What about his brother, length?
One of my favorite jokes to come out of this season, hands down. My name is Girth. This is my brother Length. Broke Diana in half, honestly. It was a great joke. Okay.
Length and Girth broke Diana in half.
That's the wording we're going with?
It's a dip.
Hey, listen, I don't tell you what to do in your personal life. All right, so we are, for a cold open, we are going to build a magic item together. So my first part of this question goes to the lovely Diana because it is the easiest, and that is, what part of the body does it go on / is it wielded by?
Yeah, it's actually like a big hula hoop. You
okay.
Wrap it around.
Yeah. Big hula hoop. Damn, that's good. Garion, what's it do?
I'm so glad you asked. Every time that the hula hooper kind of, is hula hooping, I needed the visual demo for our audio listeners.
Audio only program.
I just got up and imagine I had a hula hoop, but I also did not have a hula hoop, and that's what you got. Every time the hula hoop makes a rotation, they get exponentially more healing. So one rotation is 1 health point. Another rotation would be 2 health points, so on and so forth.
Okay, heard that.
What if they're too injured to do a rotation? Does the hula hoop do anything, or is it just a fun fashion?
No, you need to be able to rotate the hula hoop, or else it's just a plastic circle.
Fair enough.
Could it be ambulated by somebody else, or does it have to be self-generated?
No, it heals the person who is hooping.
No, I know, but if for example, if you had like somebody just standing there with broken legs and hips, and then somebody else like spun it, does that count?
Would that count for a hula hooping competition?
I don't know. Hey, this is gonna blow your fucking mind. I'm not familiar with the governance of hula hoop contests.
Okay, obviously it has to be self-generated. God, were you born under a rock?
Anthony,
Yeah.
tell me how it's dangerous.
The problem is if you hula clockwise, it heals you. If you hula counterclockwise, it hurts anyone in the vicinity within like a 50 foot radius.
50 feet?
Yep, that's right. It's super dangerous hula hoop.
I was hoping you were going to say it kills you, and then I was going to stand up and start hooping counterclockwise.
Ha ha ha! Sorry, that was me. That was
Okay. So the three of you have just, plus Josh Pat, obviously, have just pulled yourself out of Waterdeep Harbor, soaking wet from your swim, exiting Davil Starsong's flagship, the Eye Catcher, after our fantastic episode with the Don't Make It Weird crew. If you will recall, or maybe don't, the Don't Make It Weird crew got on board as you guys were having sort of Mel's first date with Davil, trying to get some information on his secret vault. The proceeds got a little wild. A float slammed into the ocean. There were some aqua zombies. Daniel found a half man that Dina killed and proclaimed it as like a living, breathing person. Dina slapped some magic rings on her hand. Producer Sean tried valiantly to like keep things together, and it just straight up didn't work. And then the City Watch was called. So a long time ago, you guys are sitting on, I imagine, like a deserted pier in this harbor, as everybody's attention is pulled to the other side of the wharf, as you know, the commotion of the City Watch and the parade float that still, you know, went down into the harbor is pulling many onlookers from this parade. As you sit there, I would like to remind you that I promised Gareth a heist a long time ago, and I can think of no better time to do a heist on this ship than when it is crawling with City Watch guards, and you have, in just last episode, belabored Davil Starsong's penis to the point of.
Remember the?
Sorry.
Yeah, he was under a hold person spell, and then Daniel speed bagged his dong. So, my question to you guys is, how does the heist start?
Wow. I mean, I guess we need where ships crawling with guards, and also I assume stable Stardong.
Correct.
Do we know where the vault is on the ship?
Yes, you have a piece of paper left to you by Daniel before the three of the Don't Make It Weird crew disappeared. Or I'm sorry, the Wicked Wares and Wiles crew disappeared in a beating heart of golden friendship. And it said, Davil Starsong's vault is beneath the toilet.
That's right. Okay. I wasn't positive if you were going to keep that.
You know what? That was a part of the show last episode. So like I had certain things that I had sort of pre-planned with the Don't Make It Weird crew. Not a lot, but just like little seeds to get them started. Yeah. And then about 78% of the way through the episode last time, Daniel texted me and said, "Hey, I've got a resolution to this. Just go with it."
Nice.
That's a good sign.
But you can imagine my fucking chagrin when those words came out of his mouth.
Okay. So from where we are on the ship, can I see like the layout of where the guards are now versus where the entrance to the bathroom would be?
So you guys are on a pier, probably like far enough away from the ship that you're not immediately being chased after. If you'll remember, you dove into this diving bell that came from the bottom of the Eye Catcher, and then made good your escape that way. So from where you're standing, you can definitely see that the topmost part of the ship is kind of full of guards. You can see the pink mohawk of Barnabas Blastwind striding to and fro as he barks orders and sequesters witnesses, still investigating the events of last episode. Obviously, there is a plume of smoke starting to billow out in thicker strands from the portholes on the side of the ship. If you remember, one of Dina's rings was molten gold with swords crisscrossed on it, and the serpent that burst from her hand started dripping molten gold onto the floor. And you assume that those drippings started to catch, and there's a small fire building. So whether that's being taken care of or not, there's a small fire on the inside of the ship.
Okay.
I hate to be I hate to be a negative Nancy, but this seems like a terrible night to rob this ship. Like, is the vault going anywhere?
I'm not sure.
Could we come back when there is less guards and less fire?
For sure. I mean, you don't have to do it like right in this moment. You could like see if they want to sequester the scene and then come back when there's perhaps like a night watch.
Yeah, because like in my little peanut brain, we just spent a whole awful lot of time and effort escaping from the ship, and it would be weird to just go right back on it.
Okay, for sure. I could see that. How long would good caution and Garrett's burglary sense tell him to wait?
Probably just like until next nightfall.
Long enough for Arnold's health to reset.
Exactly one long rest.
Yeah, precisely, approximately a long rest.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel great. Let's go.
What are you guys gonna do in the interim? Because you pull yourself out of the harbor at like mid-afternoon. You know, it's a parade.
I changed my underwear
There. Okay. Arnold gets a new set of underwear. Gareth, what about you? In this
I give him my underwear.
I put on Arnold's old underwear.
Okay. What's the vibe, Arnold? We talking like a tidy whities? Are you a boxers man?
I mean, you have to. That's between Garion and I.
You know what?
It's delicate pink panties.
That's between Gary and I and everyone who's listening.
Oh, sorry. Who knows what it is?
Diana, what about you in this brief respite you get?
Probably straight to like a fantasy Ben and Jerry's, because she kind of just broke up with this guy that she wasn't really with but was kind of with. So, you know.
It was a fantastical whiff.
Yeah. Just gonna get one of those little cups that they just fill with like whipped cream for dogs for Josh Pat.
Oh yeah. I think as soon as the teenager working across the counter sees Josh Pat, fills up 2 cones with whipped cream just for Josh Pat, and then lends a sympathetic ear towards your troubles should you wish to talk about it. They don't push you. What's Mel's go-to flavor of ice cream, just out of curiosity?
My mind just blanked on every single flavor of ice cream that exists. I'm gonna go with Sex, Drugs, and Rocky Road.
Sex, Drugs, and Rocky Road is quite a good option. Above table, what is in Rocky Road ice cream?
Asphalt.
Okay. Mel, you're chowing down on a pitch black bowl of Sex, Drugs, and Rocky Road ice cream that has bits of tar in it.
It's like my heart.
Melted and slagged out. Okay, smash cut. Nightfall, Waterdeep Harbor. Gareth, you step over a yes. What did I do this time?
Nothing.
Just attacking her heart. Just
what?
Going after it.
Was I wrong?
Oh no, it's accurate. It's just painful.
Okay. Gareth, you hunch down over the crooked gable of a leaning tavern rooftop in the sea ward, getting a commanding view of not only the harbor but the eye catcher that has been fully sequestered from prying eyes. It has actually been moved from one dock to another. As you imagine, the city guard have pushed it a little further away from like where people could get to it, so it's anchored. It is no longer tied to a dock, and you can see maybe 3 or 4 guards up top as opposed to the almost full battalion that was there earlier.
Am I able to see in the water if the bell thing is like in the ship or still on the...
Way too dark.
Okay.
Am I able to see in the water if the bell thing...
You know what? You can actually. No, you can't. It's too dark.
No, okay.
Well, he does have dark vision, though.
That's what I have. Yeah.
He doesn't have dark water vision.
Not with that attitude.
All right, you know what, Arnold? Roll me a perception check, then let's fucking see. Let's see. Maybe you do.
All right. Oh, that's gonna be canon. I love it. I got 19.
Oh shit, that is actually quite awesome.
Pretty good.
All right, you can't see the bell, but you can see the chain running down the side of the ship.
Okay.
Presumably to the bell.
Fair. Okay.
So, do we want to do a classic like someone like distract the guards while going up through the bottom of the ship, perhaps?
How many guards do we see?
From where you're standing and with a 19 perception, you see 5.
Okay. Are they on the ship? Like standing? Or
They are,
around?
yeah. There's like 2 groups. One standing sort of close to the anchor chain towards the front of the ship, speaking beneath the flickering light of a ship lantern, and then a couple doing like lazy patrols around the perimeter of the top deck.
Okay.
Do we see Mr. Stardong?
You do not.
How far? I'm sorry. Like I don't mean to make you like paint a picture of it
No,
for
you're
me.
fine.
Like as far as
we
the
don't
dock,
mean to make the DM do what the DM is supposed to do.
I'm really
I
glad
don't want
that
it to be
Diana.
like a
Here,
bulk-
Tarhart.
New
I'm just saying,
slur
like, if it's-
unlocked.
Yeah, if it's my fault for not understanding how this is set up, I know what docks are like, but like, let's imagine. So there's a boat and there's a dock. How far from the dock is like anything else? Are there like buildings around, or are there other people? Is something?
No, it is removed from buildings and docks and piers. The ship is anchored at harbor, so
Right.
probably 20 feet away from the end of the nearest pier, sort of like jutting out into the harbor. There are countless like small craft rowboats wandering around this harbor. There's actually a number of, they almost look like the waterborne equivalent of food trucks trundling to and fro, offering food to various other ships docked at harbor that are going like, you can see exchanges where like the sailors will throw down a few gold boobies and then they'll be handed like a plate of like nachos up to the ship. So there's a number of like other craft moving around the harbor, but this one ship stands alone.
I see.
Floats alone.
Okay. So Gareth, what do you think we should do? Are we going to sneak on there? Do you want to try to distract the guards or get them off of the ship before you go in, or do you want me to go talk to them?
What I was thinking is what I was thinking in my character voice. My strategy, my strategy, dear Arnold. I was thinking perhaps you with your limitless charisma and talent could perhaps go and give a small showing to the guards on top, and while they are enamored by your charm and wit, perhaps Mel and I could go stealthily through the bottom.
I got this. I can do
What
this.
are you so inquisitive for, Diana?
Stealthily through the bottom.
Stealthily through the bottom. I don't think that's something you can do stealthily, but
Once again, not with that attitude. You gotta like, come on.
that's fair.
Oh, never mind.
Not with that length and girth.
There it is. Thank you, Anthony. He did it. He made it so I didn't have to.
Okay, so I take out my instrument before I approach, where they are, and I just kind of casually start playing like the lute, and I'm just want to kind of sing.
Are you walking down one of these piers, Arnold?
Yeah, well, I'd like to walk in the direction of them. I mean, that's why I was trying to figure out how exactly this is set up. So, would I have to walk directly toward them? I suppose I have to walk down the pier toward them, right?
If you are going to engage in like a distracting thing, you are going to need to get on a boat, like a little one, like a rowboat, and go on the water to this ship.
Oh, that far. Okay, I see.
It's not far. It's like 20 feet, but it's too far for you to jump.
Okay. Well, in that case, okay. Do you guys want to get in one of these boats and you two can hide and I can pretend to be, selling my musical entertainment to ships along the way?
Where would we hide on the
Are there
boat?
Yeah, are there tarps? I imagine like tarps or like netting or something like that.
Yeah, you see there's a number of excuse me. There's a number of these food boats at dock, and if you were to somehow acquire use of them, there are boxes and barrels and tarps and nooks and crannies that you can hide in easily.
I mean, yeah, that works for me. If so, like when Anthony like pulls up beside the boat, Mel and I will like slip out into the water.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so we look around. I want to look around and try to find a hot dog boat or something. Like something with some food that's easy.
For sure. Yes. All right. You walk down the pier. It is pretty late at night, so the genteel visitors to the harbor have departed, and it is now sort of your rougher customers, your sailors, your merchantmen, and various soldiers. Couple of call them ladies of the night plying their trade. One of these people with thick spectacles and a heavy set of canvas trousers and a red sweater catches your eye and says, "Well, hey there, good master. With you, I feel looking at all the boats there. What are you looking for?"
Oh, hey friend. We are just looking for a boat to take out for the night to see the stars and check out the atmosphere.
Are you looking for a little romantic sea excursion?
Okay, so
I offer.
I was gonna say, so yeah. So here's the thing: these two, they want to have a romantic, like interaction tonight.
Are we hiding? Are we hidden under the? Oh no, we haven't
no,
gotten the boat yet.
no. I
We
thought
haven't.
we're trying to get the boat.
You're right. You're right. I was mentally skipping ahead.
No, it's cool. Okay, so so these two are looking to have a romantic experience. I play music, and I also, not to toot my own horn, I'm pretty good with cooking some hot dogs. So we're looking for their favorite food. Maybe we can find a food truck where I can play some music for them and go on the water together.
Oh, my guy, I have the perfect solution for you. Come with me. He leads you down the dock and stops in front of a bow-spritted sloop that looks like it should be sinking into the water. This thing is bent in the middle in a way that you do not want a boat to be. It has black tarpaulins hauled over both bows, and in the middle, a very small cabin with a service window. And next to the service window is a chalkboard, and scrawled on it is a single word that says potatoes.
Got it.
And this bespectacled sweater man looks at you very excited. His eyes are wide behind the rims of his glasses, and he says, This is the best food boat in the whole wharf. They sell specialty goods that change every day. And today and yesterday and the day before that, it was potatoes. And the day before that, also potatoes. But it changes all the time. If you ask them nicely, I think maybe they'll give you their specialty dish, and then maybe they can tow you out into the harbor for a romantic candle night potato.
My, I've always dreamed of a romantic date on a potato boat, a potato, if you will.
Dianna and Gareth, while Arnold scopes out transpo, what are you guys up to?
I think Gareth would be keeping an eye on the ship and mentally keeping track of like the guard routes and how often they take them.
Okay, for sure. Roll me up an investigation check for that one, please, Gareth. Dianna, what about you while he's rolling that?
I mean, I think Mel would similarly kind of be keeping an eye on the surroundings and who's coming and going, not just on the boat, but on the dock and what have you.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please, Dianna. Sorry, guys.
Gareth got a 6 for investigation, so he was trying to keep track of the rounds on the ship, and then he just kept getting distracted.
Yeah, I think the smell of fried potatoes was very distracting to you.
Yeah, Gareth has never heard of French fries before, so he was fucking blown away. Mostly because France doesn't exist. Thank God.
I only got a 10.
Okay.
Mel was also distracted by the non-French fries.
The freedom fries. For a 10 mil, what you do notice is that there are a handful of guards also on the harbor side of this exchange. So it's not just on the boat, and there's not a lot. There's maybe like two leaning up against a railing with their spears sort of like leaned up against a street post, just talking to themselves. But there is a city guard presence on the harbor side as well. But a tremor rocks the potato boat from one side to the other, and then bursting from the service window, a white bearded gnome with popcorn tufts of hair and a bright red broken nose thrusts his head out and goes, "Well, evening there, masters. What's going on? Welcome to Killigan's specialty food boat. My name is Steve. I'm so excited that you're here for the foods and the boats. I overheard that Ducky said that you guys are interested in a waterborne romantic excursion."
I think at this point Gareth is like visibly uncomfortable, but he like tries to like bullshit his way through it. He's like, "Yes, we are very in love."
So in love.
Is there like a performance role? Can you guys give me something? Like, how do you guys? He looks at you and he's very excited.
I think I don't. It's just the words. There's no like. I think we're like standing a foot apart from each other.
I think that Mel would lean into it actually, and probably just like get close to him and maybe like put an arm around him. A little stiff though, just still kind of awkward and just
arm.
Kind of.
Oh no!
Yeah, and just be like, we aren't. It's our honeymoon, so we just got married over at the courthouse. This guy, we just met him. He's playing the music, even though we just met him. He's like strangely in love with my new husband. That's why he's crying right now. Just to ignore that. As soon as he said he was in love with me, he started crying. We love each other so much. Just in this, we would really love this experience if you could help make it special for us.
Absolutely. That's the most exciting thing I've ever heard. I love. Everybody says that about Killigan O'Hearney, proprietor of the food boat Potato.
I thought your name was
I
Steve.
thought you were Steve.
Well, my boss also loves love, and my name is also Steve, and I love too. And it's actually a prerequisite to work on the potato boat is you have to love. It's on the application. You gotta tick a box that says I love love.
So you've done a great job on your interview. You've aced all the questions. You have plenty of experience. Just one last question for you. What is your current relationship status? Oh yeah, I'm just taking a break for myself. Get the fuck out.
I would be most excited to offer you a candlelit harbor tour, personally narrated by myself, Steve, and maybe my friend Ducky could come aboard. And Ducky does a fantastic.
Now,
opera.
Steve, your offer does truly mean the world for us as a so very in love couple. However, we are really searching for some sort of privacy with just us and the music.
We're so in love. We were looking for something like a little more intimate.
With this stranger and his loot.
I have just the thing. He dashes to the front of the boat and hauls off one of these black tarps, and amidst a nigh avalanche of raw potatoes are two folding camping chairs that he, with great effort and much grunting, squishes so that they're sitting next to each other. And then he grabs a broom from the kitchen and sweeps a clear spot in front of the chairs. And he says, okay. Now, the two of you lovebirds sit here in these chairs. And then you, master lute player, you can stand here in front of them and serenade them as we ship out into the harbor. And I promise, as my name is Steve and I work on Mr. Killigan's potato boat, I will not interrupt nary once. I will remain very quiet back here while I prepare your favorite potato dishes for a lovely mid-tour snack.
Well, gosh darn it, that would mean the world to us.
That's really that's like so sweet of you. It's really so sweet, but I'm allergic to potatoes. So I can be around them. I just can't eat them for some reason. It's a strange allergy. But we really appreciate the offer. That's so sweet of you, and it's so good to know that you love just as much as we love each other. And yeah, thank you, but I think we got it.
Well, gosh, the potato allergy. I mean, like,
Oh, I mean, it's horrible.
is it you couldn't like pop an EpiPen before or after, or sort of?
Okay.
How do
Can
how
I
do
try?
you-
I want to try to persuade this guy with the idea that okay, so I'm gonna try a persuasion and say, look, I know you have a good business here, but obviously the ship has been a little worse for wear. We have a really good reputation in the neighborhood. I can get the word around and let people know that your business is totally worth coming back to. So if you just let us take the boat out, have this great experience, we will give you 5 stars all around and
on Fantasy Yelp?
Fantasy Yelp.
Help, of course. Yes, I'm familiar. So you're sort of saying a discount for the exposure. What'd you roll, Anthony?
I rolled a nat 20 on persuasion.
Fuck. All right. For you two lovebirds, for you guys, no charge. No charge, because Steve of the Potato Boat loves love so much. And you know what? I'm going to leave my friend Ducky on the pier, because low-key, guys, he kind of weirds me out. I honestly, hey, guys, just between you and me, come here. I don't know him that well. He just sort of showed up just like 2 days ago and was just like, hey, cool potato boat. And I was like, hey, man, buy something or get out. You know what I mean? So anyway,
and now he works there. All right.
No. Ducky doesn't work here. Ducky stands on the pier and makes people uncomfortable. I, Steve, work on the potato boat. I work here.
Also make people uncomfortable.
Right. Have you considered giving Ducky a sign to twirl?
Or some ass to shake. Yeah. Sorry.
Maybe I should be paying you guys for these solid gold ideas you're dropping here. I didn't realize that
Well, trust me, Steve, you are paying us just enough with the service of lending us your boat for nearly an hour.
Okay, come on, hop on here, you two lovebirds. Sit in the chair. You minstrel, hop up there and start singing your song. If I don't hear a single ABBA song, I'm gonna be pissed off. And we're gonna go. Also, and then he goes into the back, and there's like a rustling of cupboards, and he sort of like swears to himself as he clearly like hunts for something. And then there's like a muffled like, ah! And he comes back and he brushes the potato dust off a little Josh Pat sized stool that he puts behind one of the chairs, and he says, "And this is for the little guy."
Fantastic.
Okay. You guys sit down. Arnold, I assume you take your place in front of them. I must admit, you guys are standing knee to knee. It is not a big space. So you are singing literally to their face.
Now, you do realize, Alex, if you're in charge of all the sound effects, Anthony, I do expect you to serenade me just really quickly.
With an ABBA song, I think.
But also not so accurately that we get copyrighted.
I don't know any ABBA songs because I don't like ABBA. I'm just kidding.
Dancing.
I know ABBA songs.
Wait.
ABBA Mia.
Let's take a break here. What the fuck did you just say, Anthony? You don't like ABBA?
I don't really like ABBA, honestly.
What?
I think that's.
I can't believe we need to find another member for our podcast.
Damn. You don't like it's ABBA, man.
Yeah, I don't like them. It's
Have
not
you
a
seen Mamma
single
Mia?
song. Not a single song.
Not one song. You're telling me that money doesn't make you wiggle a little?
Take a chance on me.
Lay all your love
Fernando.
on me.
That song. No. It's more like personal reasons that I don't like ABBA. It was like the last musical I went to go see with my son's mom, and it was like this big personal thing. It's freaking ABBA.
Well, now we're the assholes. So.
I don't know. Like, my ex-husband was the one that got me into Billy Joel, but I still like Billy Joel and not that guy.
You're
something.
Anyway,
fine, I guess. We don't really talk. I mean, I like him insofar as I don't hope anything horrible happens to him, but I was just saying.
Okay, so
You gotta separate the art from the relationship.
Never. So I just start I awkwardly start singing Mamma Mia like for no reason.
Fantastic.
Like
give me a basic performance check, Arnold. Let me just see. I mean, I assume you nail it, but I want to know how impressively.
No, I want you to sing
I
it.
was cheated by you, and I think you know when. Then I made up my mind. We must come to an end.
Anthony, you're gonna fucking wait, okay? Sorry.
Look at me now. I decided better. I don't know how. All right, that's enough.
Nailed it. I got a 22.
Yes, obviously. I mean, it's like you're playing this lute with 5 hands. The number of like complicated, complex chords and melodies rippling off of these streams, echoing over the flat water as Killigan's potato boat, piloted by Steve, pushes off from the dock and slides gently through the water like a black knife. The quiet sound of the harbor and the waters parting in front of the bow is split by a gentle rumble through the back of this boat, ostensibly some sort of like arcane motor or something propelling this boat forward, because as you, Arnold, are turning to play, again, 6 inches from Mel and Garrett's face. Like, you guys are very close. You see that...
So 6 inches is not close. 6 inches is a massive... huge difference.
I hear the average is 5.5, actually.
Yeah, please.
So you see that Steve is actually steering the boat and operating a deep fat fryer behind him. This thing is huge. It's like 5 feet long and like 3 feet deep, because he pulls out a basket and it's like 3 feet deep, full of French fries. And he does look at the back of Mel's head and sigh wistfully. But you are piloted through the dark waters of this harbor, getting closer to the eye catcher. It is clear that Steve is about to pass the eye catcher and turn left around the harbor to give you this harbor tour that you have asked for, this starlit serenading cruise. So my next question is, how do you get closer to the eye catcher?
I think I'm gonna take it real. What?
Do you want to give that to me clean without the TB cough in the middle of it?
Actually, no. I'm gonna move on and not let you edit that coherently. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm gonna keep it real simple, and I think I'll lean back to Steve and be like, "Excuse me, good man. What is this gorgeous ship over here?" We're referencing the eye catcher.
That is Davil Starsong's ship. It's called the Eye Catcher. It's very scary. That gentleman is he's a step above a pirate. I tell you what. You know, Fanny Dorkian. She had a food boat like mine, except hers wasn't as good. And by mine, I mean Killigan's. But hers wasn't as good as Killigan's potato boat. She sold tater tot nachos, which everybody knows is a step down from French fries. And she accidentally scraped the side of the eye catcher, and Davil Starsong pointed a cannon at her ship and sunk it right there. Like he himself, Davil Starsong, walked up to the brow, and Fanny was all apologetic. She was like, "Hey, Mr. Starsong, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I was 3 bottles of Chardonnay deep trying to around the harbor, do my business. And I accidentally brushed up against your ship." And Davil Starsong said, "Well, that's okay. Don't worry about it, Fanny." And then he fucking shot a hole in her boat and sunk it right there in the harbor.
All right.
Well, I have it on good authority that he's kind of an asshole. So
that's what I've been saying.
However, I hear that he's not so much of an asshole to... fuck me. Sorry. I am coming off the tail end of a cold, and I'm not doing too hot. I think I'll look at Steve and be like, I have it on very good authority. Davil Starsong is not the man to shoot an innocent boat out of the water, especially one that has not even made contact. Really, where your friend went wrong is scraping the side. There's probably a paint scratch. I'm sure if we could just take a tour around, it would be beautiful for us. The eye catcher certainly caught our eye, and you wouldn't want to do anything to ruin this perfect night, would you?
Well, I mean, of course, I don't want to imperil your honeymoon voyage around the romantic Waterdeep harbor. But I gotta say, guys, I'm a little worried about getting too close to the eye catcher there, because Davil Starsong's a real bad guy, and I heard there was some drama on the ship earlier, and I don't want to get Mr. Killigan's boat in any sort of nonsense.
I mean, I get it. You're not that great of a boat driver. I understand. It's all
not up to the task.
It's okay that you're not up to it. You know what? We'll finish this. You can bring us back, and we will find somebody who is a little bit of a better boat driver to get us close to the ship, because I really like boats. That's two things you know about me. Well, three. One is I'm really in love with this guy here. Two is I'm allergic to potatoes, and three is that I really love boats. But it's okay. It's okay. Just take us around, bring us back. We'll find somebody else.
All right, Mel. That would be a persuasion check, and I will give you advantage for your ploy, for your subtle manipulation. Gaslighting, I think, is what it's called.
What is that? Gaslighting? What does that even mean? Is that just something your crazy friends told you? That's not even real.
Nice.
You gaslighting me about gaslighting? Because I like legit believed you for a second there. I just totally. I just rolled the wrong fucking dice.
It's okay, Bessie. You're doing great.
I am doing something. All right, that would be now rolling the correct dice. 15.
Is that with advantage? You rolled twice and took the higher of the two?
Oh, no, I didn't do the C because I was too busy rolling a fucking 2 pyramids butt to butt. I'm not here. Oh, yeah, that's the better one. 15 was the better one. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I think there's a rosy flush of indignation that spills over Steve, the boat captain's wild bristles. And he stammers and says, wow, I'm just as good a pilot as anybody. I rolled circles around Fanny Dorkian's fucking tater tot nacho boat in the food boat regatta 2 years ago. I pulled in the blue medal and she didn't get shit.
Arnold is writing down Fanny Dorkian nacho tots because it sounds amazing.
I would also be remiss to mention that we have described people who captain boats as so many words, and the word sailor has not come up once. We've had boat driver. We've had pilot? Yeah. So far, we've had land and air vehicles covered.
Do you want to know a weird deep hole that my brain has full of knowledge?
Yeah, tell me about your deep hole.
If you are on a ship on the open ocean, you are a sailor. If you pilot a small craft in a harbor, you are a pilot. And those two skill sets are very different because the underwater terrain of a harbor is much more shallow, dangerous, and difficult to navigate than the open ocean. So big ships will actually come to harbor and then stop outside, and a pilot that works for the city or a merchant company will come out to the ship and pilot the ship in because they have a more in-depth knowledge of the underwater terrain of a harbor. So pilot is the correct term.
Well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
Now, listen. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to get my goat, and I get it. Everybody says that Steve, the potato boat guy pilot, has got a little bit of a temper. But listen, I'm not going to rise to your bait. What if I can take you closer to the eye catcher, and I can give you because it is objectively, it's a gorgeous boat. I mean, you can see it. It's huge. It's great. Best boat around. What if you guys can give me a little bit of time to sell some potatoes to those guys? Because I know for a fact that those city watchmen haven't eaten all day, and I can make a pretty penny selling Killigan's favorite freedom fries to those city watchmen up there. So I don't want to impede on your romantic stroll around the harbor, but if we could get a sort of bargain going, and I can park on the side and sell them potatoes, that's a fair trade.
Well, let me see if I can do you one better, Steve. Have you heard of the magnificent town famous Troll Skull Tavern?
Are you talking about that city place in the North Ward, the one that was, I think it was burned down 3 months ago or something like that?
Burned down like a phoenix rising from the ashes, only to get refurbished and improved, my friend. What if I told you that your freedom fries would be the perfect accompanying side with the tankards of ale that we have?
Would I drive the boat up to the tavern or what?
Oh, we have various employees who would make the trip to you. It's fluid, retarded. It's one.
So you're saying, so I would fry the fries here, sort of like a Uber Eats scenario, and then you would. So I would fry the fries in the boat, and then you would take them to the tavern.
We will do what is the most convenient to get these delicious, oily goodness into the hands of our drunk customers.
Oh, it's so sweet. He knows how much I love boats. So I mean, really, he's doing this for me. You said you love love.
Now, Steve
Steve,
loves. Everybody
look
knows.
what he's willing to do for me here. Look, he's gonna go into a whole new partnership with you with a food that I'm allergic to just so I can get a good look at this boat. That's love,
I
Steve.
think by this point,
Love you so much.
I think by this point, Gareth has completely forgotten about the ruse and is now just like trying to make money and like actually legit trying to get this like a deal secured.
Okay, let's skip over the deal because that is not relevant to the story. Steve agrees and he swings this wheel around, and the nose of Killigan's potato boat swings over and starts heading towards on a sideways trajectory with the eye catcher to bring him up to the stern. Arnold, you playing your lute, see the boiling hot oil in this fryer swing dangerously with the momentum of this craft, and then gently settle back into the again bathtub-sized hot oil vats on the back of Sir Killigan's potato boat.
Oh, we could totally deep fry a dude in there.
Okay, so pulling up to the side, I think you see two silver bits of sparkle as two silver bits of sparkle. You see two city watchmen poke their head over the side and say, "Oh, there! What seems to be the trouble? What are you doing? This is an active investigation. You can't stop here."
We are very sorry, noble guard. We are simply caught with beauty by the sheer glory of this boat, and we had to simply stop by just to take a gander. We mean no harm, and we mean no intrusion.
Okay. You guys have a bubble of time measured at about 30 seconds before these guards officially become suspicious of you. Because again, your ship is still in motion, so it hasn't stopped at the right next to the eye catcher. So what do you guys do?
I think we need to find like a time where the guards aren't looking. Steve is like focused on like steering so that Mel and I could just like slip like knives into the water and swim beneath the boat.
Okay.
Mel is going to grab onto Gareth and just be like, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful! It's so beautiful! This is objectively the most gorgeous boat I've ever seen. Thank you so much for bringing me closer. I don't actually have great vision. I know I'm an elf. You think I would, but it's like a genetic thing. So thank you so much for bringing me close enough that I could see. Oh my God, you guys have seen this, right? Have you been on it? Look at it. It's beautiful." And she's just gonna stare at it and hope that they buy the story that she just really wanted to see it up close.
You see their brows beetle in consternation for a second, and then one of them sort of like digs an elbow in the other and says like, "Hey man, I don't know, it's a cool boat, right? Like maybe." And the other one says like, "Yeah, I guess. I mean, as long as they stay in the ship, I mean, Captain Resner's gonna have a shit fit, but I mean, they should be fine." So they you've bought a little bit more time with that, Diana. So they step off to the side, just like you hear their bootsteps fall on the deck a couple of feet, and then you are out of immediate eyesight of everybody except Steve, pilot of Sir Killigan's potato boat.
We throw him into the bathtub of oil. I'm just kidding. I'm in a dark place tonight.
I don't say.
We hear him scream in agony as he's simultaneously drowned and boiled.
So, okay. So as I play, I'm trying to, because I know I don't have much space on this boat. Can I get on the other side of them? Because you said I was in front of them. Can I somehow get around them? Like, yes, so I'm closer to Steve.
It's going to be a shuffling of potatoes, and sort of like an awkward. You're gonna have to choose if you smash your crotch to the front of Garrett's face or your butt to the front of Garrett's face. Sort of like when you're on an airplane and you have to go to the bathroom and you got to step over that person in the window seat.
This is a family show, bestie.
So it's his choice.
Yeah, I'll take his ass.
Yes, I'll give him my ass.
Yeah, just like right up in there. Sorry.
Consent matters.
Oh. So I give him my hams and I walk through.
You slide those hams right past Garrett's face.
I swipe my nose like a credit card. Sorry.
So okay, so as I get past him, I want to kind of be like, oh, Steve, we should give them some privacy, and I want to cast. Let me see if I can get away with minor illusion on that. Hang on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you could make like illusions of us for when
Well, my idea is I want to create a wall of space. Like I just want to create like a brick wall, so it's like, oh, we shouldn't watch what's about, them kissing.
Oh, like a limousine window,
like a
kind of thing?
limousine,
Yeah,
exactly.
Or like
Alright.
curtains that you dramatically like.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm gonna use minor illusion to create just like curtains. It's like a 5 foot or like 30-foot cube. So
Yeah. I think that's fine. I think there's like a porthole. You know what it is? It's one of those cannon covers on the side of the eye catcher that pops open, and you see two. They can't be older than 18-year-old guardsmen pop their heads out and say, "Yo, hey, what's up, Steve? Captain of Sir Killigan's potato bow. You serving those fries, bro? Let me get some. My name is Bobby, and I want it with extra cheese curds and gravy. And this is Samuel, and Samuel wants it just cheese curds, no gravy." Through this hole, Arnold, you can see not only City Watchmen, but there are also, you recognize some of the original sailors of Davil Starsong's crew still on the ship.
Okay.
But Killigan, first of all, acquiesces to your limousine window because he loves love. He is immediately on board with this. But then he starts dunking baskets of fries. He starts whipping out paper save-a-days. He's got a hot thing of gravy that you see in a hidden bain-marie that he starts ladling. He is fully intending on starting his business. So not only do Gareth and Mel have privacy, but now like you have fully distracted most of Killigan's attention. Not Killigan, Steve. Sorry.
Okay.
So we've distracted Steve. We need something to. Anthony? Are you able to? Or sorry, Arnold. Are you able to like also get onto the ship, but from the top? Probably not, right? Because I was thinking like a distraction on deck would benefit us the most.
I can create a distraction on deck for sure. I was thinking that's why I wanted to use minor illusion with that because I didn't want to waste my major illusion spell slot.
Because I was waiting for major illusion.
Yeah, because I have major illusion. I was gonna use it on these guards somehow. So I'm gonna since everyone's distracted except for us, so we can kind of talk in character amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Without so I want to say like I can create a distraction on the ship. Should I create some sort of creature that they'd be afraid of, or should I create like a distraction on land that might draw them away?
I think something on the ship would probably be the best because if if there's something on land, they would most likely be inclined to start moving and manning the boat, which may require some people under the decks if there's some sort of mechanic going on. I don't know shit about boats. But maybe just something, maybe not even a creature, maybe like a fire on the top deck, really grab everyone's attention.
Right, let me see. I want to make
That's
sure
just
I know.
A suggestion, though.
Yeah, of course.
Would that just be the illusion of a fire?
Mm-hmm.
Could we not? Well, we probably don't want to start.
Could we not just start an actual fire?
I mean,
that's I'm finding very little to argue with that, honestly.
So
he can make the illusion of a fire, but he can't create heat, and he can't hurt anybody with it.
I can't hurt anyone, but I can create the illusion of heat. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna cast major illusion, and then I'm gonna create
like a kraken.
That's what I was thinking. You know what? I'm gonna create Urstal Floxen. Like I'm gonna like the creature that they saw on the ship earlier. Who is now this like tentacle face,
tentacle face. That's what it was.
That's what it was. It was definitely tentacles.
It was tentacles on his face.
Tentacles. So
sure. Okay, so you're gonna
but it was dick teeth, tentacle face. That's
tentacles surrounding dicks.
Yeah, have you guys ever seen the Ood from Doctor Who?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Cool. Okay, so you're gonna make a illusory aqua zombie with barnacles dripping down his face. What are you going to
slightly larger?
How big is slightly?
I mean, I want him to be like so people can see him. I don't want him to be. I don't remember how tall Urstel is, but I want to make sure that he's not just.
I mean, Urstel's a pretty big guy. He's about
he's
6
pretty
foot.
big. All right, then it's okay.
You
He's
just
barely
make him like Ursula sized, you know? From
Ursula side.
Urstel. Nice. Okay, but no, it's okay as long as he's. I mean, he's imposing and he's big.
I wasn't trying to make a pun. I was just thinking that the one in the
work.
animated when she like throws herself onto the deck, like she's a pretty decent sized octopus thing.
Big lady. Okay. Arnold, what are you setting Urstel to do? Like, is he just crawling over the side? Is he speaking? What is the vibe here?
Hang on. I mean, really, I want him just to cause commotion. So I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think he would speak. Maybe just like growl and scream. Sure. Like I think like because the whole purpose is to create as much attention on him as possible.
Make him all like covered in blood for the implications.
The implications. So let's just say as if Urstel did survive what has recently happened to him. He's crawling up and he's screaming as if to go attack the whoever's on board.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. It immediately grabs everyone's attention. I think you summon it in the water and then it starts crawling up for maximum effect, obviously. And you immediately hear like alarmed shouts and people saying like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck is that?"
One of those in its mouth.
The two guards standing next to the railing start like dashing down the deck. And you have cleared the space. And actually, the two guards who are waiting for Steve to cook them potatoes dart back inside and scoot around a corner.
So I think this is the opportunity that Mel and I would take to like slip out of the boat into the water to go up from underneath where the chain is coming out of.
Okay.
So was that stealth ?
Yeah, give me a stealth check and then give me a basic athletics check. Let's see how well you guys hold your breath while you're hunting for this chain underwater.
Holy shit, my stealth bonus is fucking bonkers.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is good.
Oh, my stealth bonus is also fucking bonkers. Which also brings me to a dirty 20.
Ooh, okay. Both of you slip into the water without a single ripple.
And then let me give you my acrobatics. You said acrobatics?
Athletics. Nice try.
Oh, athletic. Oh, that's even better. That's pretty bonkers. That brings me to actually another dirty 20. So
yeah.
Okay.
Arnold, I'm gonna leave JP with you because he hates the water. What?
No, I'm sorry. It's just Gary's face. He's
like, Gareth rolled a 3 for athletics.
Okay. Mel, what were you saying about Josh Pat?
I was gonna leave him with Arnold because he hates the water.
Oh.
I'm not gonna make him go swimming underneath. I'm going to trust Arnold with JP.
Arnold has never been happier. So
okay.
But really, it's more JP is gonna watch Arnold. But she's gonna tell Arnold that he's watching JP.
Yeah, who watches the Watchmen? You know what I mean? Okay, so Mel, you and Gareth slide into the water with nary a ripple. You have dark vision. Gareth does not. So once you are under the water, you can see fairly well. Again, this water is very like silty and muddy because it is shallow, so it is difficult to see. But across from or underneath the ship, across from Sir Killigan's potato boat, you see a iron chain headed down into the water, maybe like 20 feet from where you're currently swimming.
So I would probably like motion at Gareth and kind of gesture toward a chain being over there, I guess. Since he can't see theoretically. How does his shitty athletics roll come into this?
He doesn't turn over in the water nearly as deftly as you do. He sort of like flails and twists his spine until he sort of like wriggles into the right position.
Oh, so mine was just sexier is what I'm hearing.
It was quite sexy, but you also see a thin stream of silver bubbles, almost like tiny pearls, escaping his nose and lips.
Probably fine. I swim towards the chain.
Okay.
Very efficiently.
Mel swims towards the chain, and you follow Mel very closely because you can't see shit.
God, these sunglasses are not helping.
Okay. Now is a great moment for a pee break. Let's take a second.
Oh, thank God.
And then when we come back, we will get to Davil Starsong's vault.
So I made some tweet about blaming. I always make tweets when we lose about who I'm blaming in my suicide note.
Suicide note, sure, yeah.
I got reported. Another one commented like, "Oh, casual suicide jokes for clout," and I didn't respond. But I'm like, that's not for clout. That's because I'm casually suicidal.
Right.
But I chose
Some
not.
of us do it professionally, but okay.
Oh, right. I'm like, that's just chronic passive suicidal ideation coming out to play. Like for clout, I got 15.8K clout. The fuck I need clout for?
I am currently in my brain obsessed with who is sponsoring the professional suicidality. Because obviously the difference between an amateur and a pro is you have a sponsor, you have like money coming in. Like
Yeah, it's Libris Arcana.
Yeah, we're professional.
Hey, everybody, go to LibrisArcana.com. You can get anything at checkout, 20% off with code
While you're on this earth.
20.
Are you
Don't
rolling
kill
a
yourself.
nat 1 for life in general? Try Libris Arcana. Maybe you'll roll it. Nat 20 next time. If not, try again every month. Libris Arcana.
Please stay alive.
And the
Funculus.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're reestablished from our pee break. Everybody is emptied fully and feels great, Diana included.
Always have that.
And we are going to jump back into our heist episode here. Anthony has successfully distracted the guards with an aqua Urstal Floxen, and he is Arnold. You are standing by a porthole that leads right into the innards of Davil Starsong's flagship, the Eyecatcher, and Mel and Gareth are swimming towards a underwater chain. So, Mel, you get close to the chain and you see it goes down into the murky depths of the harbor, and you see the underwater bell that you might remember from the Don't Make It Weird episode. It dropped in. It's like a diving bell. And then up into the ship, and you see about 10 feet above you, there's a square of light that this chain goes up through.
Will
Am
we
I
go
supposed
through
to-
that as well, I assume? Right? It's not my turn. You're not asking me.
I was more asking about the approach. Do you just like shoot your head straight up? Do you go cautiously? I'm
Well,
curious.
it would be cautiously, but I'm wondering how far up the thing is where the bell goes. You know,
It's about 15 feet above you. 15 feet above you, 20 to 25 feet below you is the end of the bell at the floor of the harbor.
I think we would like emerge slowly enough to not make any like big splashes. So
Okay.
we kind of
Do the classic like Apocalypse Now like mud covered head rising over the dark surface of the water. Terrifying, actually. Okay. Mel, give me a basic perception check, please. Gareth, make the same one, but with disadvantage because it's dark and you're a human.
My bad.
Yeah, the fuck is wrong with you? Maybe I can roll the correct dice this time. Maybe.
We'll get there.
Like episode 1 all over again.
Oh, all right. You said disadvantage, right? Not advantage.
Yeah.
And that nat 20 would have been really cool. 12.
Okay. Not bad.
No, but it's certainly worse than a nat 20, and that's
Yes.
that's the only nat 20 I'm going to get for 3 weeks.
If you live that long. Dirty 20 again, actually. I'm
Wow.
doing pretty well, and I'm not even drinking. The universe is being nice to me tonight, since it's normally so shitty.
Mel, you see a smoky, filmy underdeck. There is recent char crawling up the walls from a fire that has been put out, if not today, then yesterday, very fresh. And there is the gentle sound of snoring filling this underdeck as you see swinging hammocks suspended from the beams that build the ship, filled with sleeping forms. And there is a guard asleep on a chair next to the mast that is poking
Classic.
through the bottom.
I'd be so good at being a guard, falling asleep on duty.
like sleeping through a monster on board.
Yeah, actually, Arnold, where you're standing, you hear like, "Holy fuck, what is that?" Ah! And people start like running and dashing, and you hear like muffled footsteps and like swords unsheathing.
Can I see through that porthole that is in front of me? Is
Yes.
there anyone still in there?
You were looking at a like a mess hall, like a long table with stools, and there are two sailors that are currently talking over tankards at the far end of one table. They have a small candle between them. That's how you see them. They're like a little oasis of light.
Okay, cool. Was it my turn to do something, or is it?
I don't think we've rolled initiative yet.
Yeah, because we're all still talking.
We haven't rolled initiative because we're not in a fight yet.
I mean, I guess we got to find the toilet, right?
Yes, you have to find. Yeah, Daniel strapped me to a bomb, and the bomb is called Davil Starsong's vault is beneath the toilet.
I don't suppose any of us happened to just like go to the bathroom last time we were here, right?
No, I'm gonna go with no.
I'm gonna go with yes. Gareth knows right to where it is because he knows. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I feel like bathrooms, especially on ships, which is like an isolated area, should be fairly easy to find.
Oh yeah, Gareth, from where you're swimming, with your head just sort of poking up over the square, you can see there's like a little closet, actually close to your end of this underdeck, with like a little like stick figure dude on it.
Nice.
So, from where I am, I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with boats and portholes. Could I jump into the porthole, or is it just a window, like with a glass of some sort? Or
it is open. It would be
okay.
it'll be a little ungainly, so I'm going to require an acrobatics check to see how like stealthily you slide in, lest you catch the attention of these two sailors.
Okay, so before I even attempt that, because Major Illusion is the spell that it is, I'm gonna try as as the creature, as the Erstelfloxen creature is stomping and like throwing things, just like tossing himself about. I want from him to hear, like, I want him to kind of be like, "Get up here, everyone!" Like, I want him to kind of like say as if like to call the rest of the sailors.
Call to action. I see.
To call, like a call to action. For the because the people who aren't on deck would hear it as if they're being called from other guards, but the people who are on deck would just be startled, like, what is this monster doing?
All right, I will accept a very high performance check from you, Anthony, or if you can successfully do it in Erstelfloxen's character voice, I will also accept that.
Okay, hang on. First, let me roll performance and see how
roll it to see if it like lets you escape.
Yeah. I'm gonna escape my bad memory of Erstelfloxen's actual voice.
It's like a Russian accent.
Whoa, it is. Well, it's pretty Russian. I think we can all agree it's pretty Russian.
It's one of your better accents.
Yeah,
it is. And I got a 15 plus 5. It's 20. I got a 20 on performance.
Will you do the accent anyway?
Okay, what would he say?
Diana's had a really hard week.
It's like
Flash life. I thought you were going to say life.
She's like, everybody up here. Everybody up here.
All right. That's pretty good. Gareth and Mel, you hear the resounding tones of Erstelfloxen slam through the deck, and several of these gently snoring figures in these hammocks sort of like perk up and fall to the deck. There's a stamping of boots as people like shrug into their boots and pull on pants and sort of like hop, skip, and jump towards the stairs at the far end. The guard that was sleeping in his chair, though, is now awake and alert and grabs his spear and starts scanning the decks very carefully. And for now, does not see the two of you with your heads poking up through this hole.
I think now that I feel like once we hear the commotion, we would almost subconsciously kind of like, you know what I mean?
Sure. Okay. So just to like avoid suspicion.
Yeah. Maybe keep like an ear above water.
What a wild image that is. It's just you and Mel with just one ear funny. Exposed. Okay.
Every now and then we have to be like,
Arnold, you see these two sailors sitting at this table not move. They look up, and then go back to their conversation. Each of them has like a beer stein in front of them, and they appear to be in a very serious conversation.
A very predictable failure for my life. Okay, so well, I feel like if I were to try to engage and fail, it would just ruin everything at this point, and I'm not sure that it's worth it because they're already actively pursuing this thing, right? So they're already going on the ship.
You are looking at two sailors from Davil Starsong's crew, so there is a chance that they don't know who you are yet. You don't recognize them, so
I don't recognize them.
You don't have to go by. You don't have to live and die by the dice. Like, you could get in there and role play your way out of this.
Okay. You know what? Then I'm gonna try. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna try to stealthily, which is my specialty. Jump into that porthole, or at least grab, onto it and stealthily,
I will accept acrobatics or stealth, Arnold, whichever you think you're going to be best at.
I'm so good at both of those things. You have no idea. It's.
I hope that while Arnold is sitting there fumbling, trying to figure it out, JP stealthily just jumps around him and through the porthole.
So,
effortlessly, just beautifully, just
threads the needle.
Exactly.
So I'm just having you know, my acrobatics, I have +2. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be stealth all day, right? Also +2.
Just in case.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Nat 20.
So
I got 22.
You see Arnold, because let's do a quick flashback to Gareth's burglary school, where you and Josh Bat are both earnest students in tutelage. I think Gareth is showing you how to break into a window as you guys like burgle some random wealthy merchant's house that has not done anything wrong. And wealthy, you see Gareth show you how to like open the window and slide deftly in a twisting maneuver that neither breaks the surface of the window nor makes any sound as his boots hit the surface on the other side. You see Joshua Patrick perfectly execute this maneuver. He dives snout first into the window and does a little tuck and roll among the stools, and then he turns, swivels back, and stares into your fucking eyes as if to say, "Your turn, bitch." And then you do it, Arnold. You do it perfectly.
I like to imagine, like, when I do it, I also like phantom, like I mock fix my glasses because I've seen Gareth do it so many times.
That's part of it, right? You have that's part of it. That's part of the trick.
Okay, so the two of you are inside the ship now. You esteem it to be a level above where Gareth and Mel are, just the way the decks work. You are in a mess hall, and these two sailors have not yet taken notice of you. Give me a perception check, please, Arnold.
Got it. Oh, that was pretty good too. 20, dirty 20.
God damn, you're rolling like fire today. One of these sailors who is facing you, you do not recognize. He just seems to be a member of Davil Starsong's crew. He's got like the canvas shirt and pants. He is drinking what appears to be ale and is talking about the security measures that the guards have put onto the ship. He's like, yeah, it's crazy. They do rounds up on the top deck, I think thrice an hour, and then through the whole ship once an hour, and then on and on and on and on. And then you hear another voice from the sailor that you can't see. And you hear this voice say, yeah, it's curious. Yeah, how often they do these things. And Arnold, with a dirty 20, you recognize that voice as Isaac the Poisoning Chocolatier from the Xanathar Guild arc that we did a couple episodes ago. If you'll remember, Isaac the Poisoning Chocolatier was a member of a rival adventuring party. He and Riley freed Girth from a cell before fantasy ziplining up into the darkness of the Xanathar Guild cells.
Right. Okay. Okay, so they can't see me, right?
They cannot.
Or they cannot see me. I'm hiding. From where I am, do I notice exits or a bathroom of any sort?
There is an exit at the far side of this mess hall that it's like a set of stairs that leads up and down. You do not see any bathrooms.
Okay. Is there? I'm it's a ship, so I imagine I'm
just gonna wait for Garion.
Oh, okay. I think this is the best. I think like
This is
is
really
like,
good
who wouldn't
audio
wanna see this?
content right here.
That's the thumbnail right there. If it's not a quit.
You guys remember that? You guys remember that scene from Ace Ventura?
Yeah, I imagine since we're on a ship, there's probably not a way to stealthily make my way to the exit without these guys seeing me. Right? I don't know is there some way?
You could roll it. It would be a high DC, Arnold, because it's a small. I mean, it's a narrow mess hall, and there's only 2 of them.
That's what I figured. Okay. And as far as like concentration spells, that means I couldn't cast any other spells without dispelling that, right? Okay, like even cantrips. That's just like it's concentration. Got it. I just wanted to clarify. Okay, so I have to keep that going.
Yeah, I think while you're standing there, you hear
let's-
you hear roaring and slamming and boxes. Like your fantasy Ursula Floxen up there is making a fucking commotion. But let's go back down below decks. Let's go to Gareth and Mel. One ear held against the surface of the water. What are you guys up to? You have just seen most of the hammocks in this room empty and go upstairs to investigate a booming, echoing Ursula Floxen, which you assume almost entirely to be false.
Okay,
but if it's not, we boil him.
Okay.
In the fryer. Is the guard that was in the room that is now awake still there?
Yes.
Rats.
I can shoot him if you want.
Yeah, we could just like kill him. That's fine.
Is that too murder hobo? Whatever. Can I do
No,
it?
they're bad guys.
Right?
Yes, Bessie, roll it up.
Well, do we need to like get into the ship first? Because we can't shoot from underwater.
I was gonna.
I just see Mel's like boner. I'm just like
yeah. That's how good I am. Don't take this from me. That is 18.
18 is quite good. Roll me some damage. This fucking hapless peon.
Listen.
This poor dude, his name's Donald Futherland. He just happens to be working the night.
I mean, it's like sometimes, okay? Sometimes shit happens, and sometimes
you know why he's tired? He's because he just got put on fucking Lexapro, and it's fucking taking.
He's not real. He's not real. He's not real. He's made up. He's an NPC. He's not real. He's not real.
He's suffering. He recently got help for his depression. That's why he's falling asleep on watch.
The fact that Lexapro works for him makes him worthy of dying.
Wow.
I got a 9.
For damage? Okay.
Yeah, because it's a plus. I have a +3.
You also get to attack twice, Bestie, if you'll remember from your recent level.
Oh, I do. Do I just roll damage again, or do I roll the other one?
Go ahead and roll damage again. I don't think we need to do a second attack roll.
10.
Okay. 19. Your first arrow sort of like slams into his upper chest. You hear the nasty, sharp smack of rib bones or breastbones breaking. And he opens his mouth as though to scream with pain. And then your second arrow pins his throat to the mast that he's sitting up against. And the scream that was boiling through his windpipe turns into sort of like a wet gurgle as he gently slumps against the spear that he was holding on guard and sort of turns into a wet meat sculpture.
Cool. So the guard's not a problem anymore. So we could
Gareth just super unfazed, like, all right, pulls himself up.
Okay, you guys are standing in a hammock hall. There are a set of bathrooms to your left, and then there's a staircase all the way on the other side of the ship to your right.
I mean, we're going to the BR, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You open it. It's like a porta potty situation, really closed space. It's like a 3x3. There is a bench with a hole sort of like roughly hewn into the bottom and the gentle lapping of water underneath.
All right. Can I get what do you want? Like perception, investigation, or what? What am I doing to find this here vault?
You got a poo checking skill.
Yeah, actually, that's a +12. I'm really good.
You're really good at sifting through poo.
I know my shit.
What's the poo to water ratio here?
Oh,
hey, great
Callback.
callback, Diana. I love that. All right, Gareth, roll me up a investigation check, please.
Okay, let me pick up my goddamn dice that I just dropped on the fucking floor.
Yeah, no, that's gone forever. Sorry, I have a lot of wires under my desk. I'm never getting that dice back.
Okay.
Miasma, however, provides me with a 19 plus. Oh wait, hold on. 1 for investigation is a dirty 20.
Okay, you are looking at the open water of the harbor underneath this toilet.
That's kind of what I thought.
You get the sense that they just send him off the deep end, sort of Plonkerton style.
I mean, to be fair, that's exactly how I would design a ship. What do you need plumbing for?
Exactly. You could reach in there to go investigate further. There is a hole carved into a bench for it's a roughly bottom-sized hole. However, the bench is on hinges, so you could pick the bench up and sort of like squiggle in there. But you're just looking at water.
Sure, dude. Next time I see Daniel, I'm gonna fight him.
I regret giving him this power so much.
All right, I go toilet diving. Is that what you want, Daniel? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to go swimming in a little toilet? You want me to go exploring in the
that's
poo?
what you want. Like
Are you
my
happy now?
my life wasn't shit enough. Now you have to make my game like shit too. Now I have to go diving into the poo hole.
All right, Gareth, you dive into the poo hole and it smells stinky and it's really funny for everybody involved. Couple of things you notice right off the rip. Number one, you are just in the water of the harbor yet again. Diana, standing outside of this bathroom, listening to the death rattles of the innocent man you just murdered behind you. You see that there are 2
Why is he still
bathrooms.
death rattling then?
Well, because it takes a long time to death rattle.
He's like Pee Wee Herman and Buffy. He's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Mel's gonna step over and strangle him and finish the job.
Okay, well, while you're strangling this man, you notice that there are 2 bathrooms, the one that Gareth just went into, and then another one with an out of order sign.
Are you
Gareth.
fucking proud of yourself? Are you happy? You know what'd be really funny? Dang it, Daniel. He made me put it underneath the bathroom. Curse him. Let's only say there's one. Let's only say there's one bathroom and then make him get all stinky. And then that's the perfect time to reveal the other bathroom with the real... Fuck, it's not Daniel's fault at all. Anyway.
Gareth, underwater, you notice that looking up, there is a hole from the ship into the water on your side, and then on the other side is a smooth piece of wood.
Oh, wow, that's weird. Dick.
I'm sorry, I can't picture this. There's what?
There's 2 bathrooms. One is in order, one is out of order. Gareth, underneath the boat, sees the in-order bathroom just opens into the water. But then next to him, the out-of-order bathroom has a smooth wooden floor. Clearly a fake counterfeit toilet.
Cool. So yeah, that was kind of a dick move from God. Here's what we do. Gareth, you stay here and I'll go, and then we're a split party, all of us. And that's how we get God back. Or I can help pull you up and we can go check the other toilet.
There's already like a chain that we used to get up before. You don't need to reach your hand and pull me up through the toilet. It's fine.
I appreciate
throw
that.
your knife up to her, right?
But like, or that. Like,
I could do that, but I could also just like swim over to the chain that we had previously used.
Just let the record show that I offered to help. Okay. I mean, we could go together, or we could stick it to God and split the party. I'll leave it up to you.
I love that. Arnold.
Okay, so as far as the the guards and the men who are on board, is there any sort of uniform to them, or are they just kind of like wearing normal clothes?
The 2 sailors that you see are wearing plain canvas sailor clothes, rough and tumble shirts, regular boots and pants. The guards or city watchmen on the ship are wearing chainmail with liveried tunics over the top.
Okay.
Those are the ones that you saw when you were standing on Sir Killigan's potato boat. You saw them order and then run off to deal with the fantasy or flux that you concocted.
That's what I figured. Okay. The only way I can think to get by these guys is to lie. And I imagine they know each other. Like it's a small group of bandits or of people, pirates, so I can't pretend to be one of them, right? I'd imagine like Arnold would know that they would know each other, right?
Ostensibly.
Like I imagine. So I'm gonna hope that they don't know all of the city guards.
Okay.
and I'm gonna just approach them and be like, gentlemen, I'm on my break. I need to use the bathroom. I'm just gonna just pretend like I'm just gonna act confident, like I've been on board the whole time, like, but now I'm on my break. That's what I'm going.
You know what's crazy though? JP's already stealthed right past him.
Yeah. Josh Patrick is
He's waiting,
like already creeping down the shadow. Like he's guessed that you were going towards the stairs, so that's where he is. But Arnold, you walk up to them. The sailor that was describing the security routines of the boat, he's got sort of like lank white hair that's sort of like plastered to the sides of his head. He looks kind of like perpetually damp at all times, and he's got like a 3-day stubble of ashen colored hair on his cheeks. And he looks at you and sort of squints in the underdark, and he says, "Hey, where'd you come from? Were you here earlier?" And then you see. No, please.
Oh, I was gonna say. So Arnold is like, I entered through the door while you two were talking. Clearly, I am a guard, always on watch. You two, not so much.
You see Isaac, the poisoning chocolatier, turn around and make eye contact with you, Arnold, and he immediately recognizes your face. However, there are a couple of complex emotions that go through Isaac, the poisoning chocolatier's face. Number one, recognition. Number two, apprehension, because he can't recognize you publicly in front of this sailor. And number three, probably disappointment, because now he's got to do something else. So he says, yeah, it is quite curious that you sort of appeared out of nowhere. Are you sure you are with the City Watch? You don't have a uniform.
So I say to him, well, as you know, we shouldn't be doing casual things outside of with our uniform on. I was eating some chocolate on my break, and I got something on myself. I'm gonna go to the bathroom to clean it up, if you don't mind.
He narrows his eyes. You see hatred boil up through his clear blue glass eyes.
By the way, I'm not doing character voice because I'm doing a voice as Arnold.
No, I got you. And the grizzled other sailor, who appears to be somewhat drunk, gestures towards the back of the ship, and he says, "Oh, the bathrooms are over there. You got to be careful. One of them's out of order. You got to use the other one, and do be careful because they're sort of connected vertically. So if you just be careful, just don't hit the guy underneath you."
What? That's crazy ship design. That's crazy shit design. Why would you do that? Could you imagine, like, oh god, I gotta take a piss real bad, and then you're wazzing, and oh no, somebody just no, not bad. Aren't you supposed to knock first?
I have never censored a phrase in this show before, but I am absolutely bleeping that phrase that Garion just said.
They My dongle has been dutied on.
Wasn't there another
They pooed on my penis.
Wasn't there an early one where you asked if we were shitting your dick or something like that?
Are you duking on my chest right now?
Oh
no, Garion did say, "Are you shitting?"
Didn't they ask if we? Yeah.
Yeah. See, here's the thing about that is, like, that wasn't even me going like, this was a really funny line. That is genuinely a part of my vocabulary.
Okay, Anthony, you see.
How often would you say that comes up?
You see two doors.
Barely.
One of them is a bathroom with a little stick figure guy. The other one has an out of order sign on it.
Got it. Do I see Mel?
No. Well, I mean, from where you're standing, no.
From where I'm standing now?
Deck.
Okay. Well, I imagine, look into the normal non-out of order bathroom because I don't know all the things I know.
You see a bench with a bottom-sized hole carved into it. There's a pair of railings in this one for extra strength grippage. And you hear muffled voices that, if you really, really quiet your heart, you can make out to be Mel and Gareth.
If you quiet your heart, like die?
No. Like, you can't, because you can't hear because your heartbeat's so loud sometimes.
Yeah, so you stop your heartbeat. I get it. So you ever have to listen so hard that you pull a Jotaro from part 3 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and just fucking grab that shit to stop it from beating, and then slowly feel the life fade out of your eyes until your
No, this isn't Diana's fantasy hour. She's got to play this.
I am trying to make her feel better.
I do actually have a heart condition though, where sometimes it's okay, it's fine. Go ahead,
Anthony. You hear Mel and Gareth.
So I hear Mel and Gareth. So I go where I follow their voices. I find my party.
You know, it's crazy. JP's already there.
I imagine.
JP is the valid.
Do you crawl into this toilet?
No, I don't crawl into the toilet.
Okay.
Yeah, because what dumbass would do that, right?
No, actually, I do look. I mean, I look down, but he already got up. Did he?
Didn't we pull him? Didn't he get him up already?
Garrett's back on Mel's side of the. Garrett's out of the water. He's out of the toilet. The
So
bit
we're
was
gonna
very funny.
Got
go
it. So
to
now
the
we're all just
other
standing in the
one.
bathroom. Okay.
Arnold, you're one floor above everybody.
On 1 floor. Okay, gotcha.
Now,
So I look down and I see them in the bathroom
yes.
below, and that's it. Okay.
And I take a dump.
You have to stop because I have to bleep every time you say that, and it's gonna sound like we're just swearing profusely.
That's so, dude. Censoring makes things so much funnier. It's just work and editing.
Anthony, go.
Okay. So I just want to speak down to them. Are you guys in the vault?
Mel, you hear from the functioning toilet Arnold Stevenson's voice whisper something about a vault.
Wait, I thought. I'm very
Okay.
confused
Let me
with the
lay
toilet
this out.
stuff.
Let me lay this out. Imagine 3 porta potties stacked on top of each other vertically.
Yeah.
You two are in the bottommost porta potties. Anthony is in the middle floor porta potty speaking down into your porta potty.
Why?
That's bad design. Because, do you want to know why that's bad design?
I mean, I think it's
Please,
obvious why
please.
it's.
Garion, I know that you've got a metaphorical gun to my head right now. I'm begging you to not pull that trigger.
Let's fucking, all right, let's move on. Before anybody else.
I think I just. So he's in the toilet. What's the out of order?
You haven't
Wait,
got
don't
looked
know
at it
yet.
yet.
We don't
I
know
thought
yet.
that's where we were going. Okay.
We were going there, and then we heard Arnold. And so now we are going to continue on. I
Right.
assume if we hear if they're you in the vault yet, I'll be like, no, I just swam in a toilet for funsies. We're heading there now.
Okay. Arnold, that's what you hear. Mel, you go outside the functioning toilet, open up the out of order toilet. And you are looking at another toilet with a bottom sized hole carved into a bench. This one smells better because it is less used. And sticking your head over the bottom sized hole carved into this bench, you see a smooth wooden slide.
Fuck. I crawl into my second toilet today.
I like this thing that you like elbow your way past Mel. You're like, I got this.
Get out of the way. I'll handle it.
Dripping poo water and throwing yourself into your second toilet of the day. Fuck, that's
It'd be
funny.
like that sometimes.
Okay. Gareth,
Thick.
you, in a series of wet rolling slaps of limbs and soaked clothing, find yourself hurtled down a slide. It's not very long. It's only like 10 feet before it deposits you with a sort of like wet thump onto a floor that is much harder than wood. Mel and Arnold. Actually, Mel, you see Gareth disappear into a toilet.
Yeah, I'm just imagining Mel's perspective. She's like, okay, so that one's it. She like opens the bench. Oh, that's weird. Move it! Get out of the way! Give me that toilet.
Arnold, you hear somebody muffled from the floor beneath you say, give me that toilet.
Okay.
Mel.
Do
Or
I
Arnold,
see?
sorry.
I'm sorry. I just want to like through the toilet hole, like the porthole. Like, do I see them exit that bathroom, like
Yes.
toward the other bathroom? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna follow their lead and go into the out of order bathroom on my deck and see
Okay.
what I.
Is there like also a slide?
That's what I was wondering. If it's a bigger slide, so you can get to the vault.
Like,
from
does it?
anywhere
I was
in the
gonna
deck,
say, do you
or
just
not?
end up sliding down to the same place that we're all gonna slide
It
down,
drops me into the other toilet.
or into the other toilet? Well, that's what I'm not clear on.
Well,
Does it
I'm
just
imagining,
slide? Does it just slide him down to like
I'm imagining like
my
a McDonald's
level, or
like
does it go
playground
all the
slide.
way?
Okay, Arnold, you hurtle yourself into this toilet.
Okay.
You turtle yourself into this toilet. And much like a McDonald's slide, you sort of like revolve in a tight concentric circle.
And also
Um,
similar to a McDonald's slide, every few feet there's like a big bump.
There's
Because
like
it's
a weirdly big
stuck
bump that
together.
like throws you into the air.
Also,
And then,
like a McDonald's slide, it's covered in poo.
there's a lot of poo in there.
And there's strange children inside it.
And then, Gareth, you hear like a muffled whoop of surprise. And then a split second later, somebody lands on top of you as Arnold Stevenson joins the fray. Arnold, you fall onto Gareth and he is wet and smells like dookie.
And also very grumpy. Gareth is in a bad mood.
This is the best heist of all time.
I feel like we're nailing it though.
All right, so are we? I assume we're in the vault.
Mel.
Mel is wondering if this is her opportunity to finally get away from everything. She could just let him go. She could just take JP and she could go
But
live in
JP
the
already jumped down the
Like, she
slide.
could
Actually, you
Stay-
do hear
just
you do
stay
hear a
dead.
bark. You do hear a bark of excitement, and then there's like a sound of like claws on wood.
Damn that
JP
puppy's love for slides.
I mean,
You
what
have
do
to
you
remember, Joshua Patrick is the valedictorian of Garion Stealth School. There are only 2 students.
JP
And it's
is
a fierce
objectively the
fight for
better one.
valedictorian.
He just also really likes slides.
It's a fierce fight, but it's not even close. Like he's winning by a mile.
JP's actually been in the vault. He's raided the vault. He's
Right,
back.
right.
He's back home. He's waiting on us.
He's had this shard that you guys have been looking for 5 episodes on his collar.
Yeah, this entire time. Yeah, I guess I'll go down the poo slide.
Okay. You slide down the slide and land nimbly on your feet, standing next to a wet, bedraggled, poo-scented Gareth and a slightly damp or irritated Arnold. You all look up.
My
to
my
see-
character. Sorry, just real quick. Gareth's hair color is the same as mine in real life. Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. You look up to see a narrow, 10-foot wide, barrel-shaped vault, lit on the inside with floor lighting that is glowing an arcane blue. This vault appears to be gently rocking from side to side, either with the motion of the ship or with something else. There are a number of obviously valuable, magical, and lootable items in this vault. Piles of cash, paintings, sculptures. There is a sword that is a midnight black with a blue hilt. There is. There it is.
I got it.
There it is. There it is.
I got that one. Don't worry.
Garion's got the magic sword. There is a glittering, half-open chest of what appears to be just like loose diamonds falling onto the floor. There is a hula hoop with a series of neon orange concentric circles around the side.
Oh.
But above all of this, the first thing you notice is in the exact center of this vault, standing on a little pillar with a cushion, is the curled up form of a diminutive kitten. It cannot be older than 3.5 weeks old. It is, I mean, it could fit in the palm of your hand. And it is wearing what appears to be a teddy bear hat that is strapped gently under its chin.
Dude, I have never felt more conflict between Gareth and Garion in my life. Because Gareth is robbing this whole vault blind. But Garion, oh, it's a kitty! Kitty!
I mean, you could also steal the kitty though, and that would be combining both.
That is true, but it's like, where do I go first?
I think as you are casing this joint, Gareth, your eyes are already dollar signs, right? As you go over the contents of this vault.
Fucking jaw dropping to the ground, eyes popping out of head.
Exactly.
Awooga! Awooga!
As you case the joint, to use the parlance of the subterfugian lowlifes, this kitten does a little stretch where it extends its front paws and sort of like stretches its shoulders, and then it stretches out its back paws and sort of like extends its lower back and sits up. And
Gareth says subconsciously without even thinking about it, "Ooh, big stretch."
Nice. You got to do it. You got to do it. And then this kitten sits up and glances at you with beautiful green eyes. And you notice dangling from its collar a sliver of jagged glass that is a deep, deep cerulean blue with speckles of what appear to be starlight on the inside of it.
I think after, and feel free to veto anything here, I think after an almost subconscious like dip into the diamond bucket of like putting a few things,
just like without even thinking about it.
Yeah, just like walking past, like my arm, like a muscle spasm. I'm like,
yeah.
But I then approach the kitten and I gingerly offer a finger for it to sniff tentatively before seeing how it reacts to my presence.
Okay. You approach the pillar just fine. The lighting on the floor actually fluctuates with your footsteps. Every time you lower a footstep, it brightens very briefly, almost like the ship is reacting to your presence. You get right up close to the kitten and you extend a finger, and it gingerly sniffs. And then with a series of like deep belly purrs, it like rubs its like cheekbone against your thumb.
Fuck yeah.
And then it opens its mouth in a yawn, sort of like
big yawn.
A
big
really
yawn.
big yawn.
Gareth also says that out loud without even thinking about it. Big yawn.
Nice. And then a pair of cruelly curved, serrated teeth explode from its mouth and close on your hand.
I think Gareth thugs it out. I think he just kind of...
You what?
Yeah, I noticed on Discord it tells on you of what like video game you're playing, you know.
And you can turn that off.
Can you? Well, it just made me laugh because I was like, my son and I play Roblox all the time, and I was like, I looked at it was like, Anthony's playing Roblox. I was like, oh,
dude,
great, thanks everyone.
Anthony, I'm gonna be so 100% honest with you. Alex and I were watching the Attack on Titan finale in Discord, and I look over, I'm like, is Anthony playing Roblox? And then Alex, as the smart one, said, probably his son. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's literally just me grinding. I'm just
grinding those Roblox.